Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well. I have not made a video in a hot minute, and that's because I've made some not drastic changes in my lifting or my programming, but I have made some changes. So I'm not doing the program that I wrote for myself because I found a program that was seemingly written better, and it kind of transitioned from what I was doing. So the next part of my program was to have heavier squats and heavier lifts in general. The program that I found, which is actually on Weightlifting House, has similar movements as far as the intensity of the squats, and it had a lot more volume in the 80% range for a lot of the weightlifting movements, a lot of reps, which I'm finding is really good for me, and I tend to recover a lot better from. So it seemed like, looking at it, right now they have 4 weeks of it. It's a ongoing thing. So I'm running it, and I can say after completing the first week that I'm really happy with how I felt with this. But these kind of videos I'm going to make 1 week at a time. So I'm going to edit everything on the weekend to save me some time during the week, so I'm able to get some more sleep and not spend so much time editing smaller videos, but to just make one longer video. With each day of the workout, I'll do a little commentary over each one and talk about some of the things that went well and some of the things that were a struggle. I may play some of the gym audio because I don't plan on talking through all of the clips that I have for every single workout of each day, because I will be just rambling kind of pointlessly for a little bit. But on this first day, you'll see that it started out with a heavy squat single, and these are in the correct order, then snatch work, then some no feet clean and jerk work, some more back squats, and then ended with some snatch high pulls. The way that the squats were programmed were very interesting. I've never actually done it like that before. Didn't necessarily like it as far as it felt. It was just difficult, but it wasn't something like I didn't like because it was not a good idea. It's just more difficult to do. Just kind of like doing snatch doubles. Don't like them, but definitely a good idea for me to do. And you'll see here in the video that I'm missing the first 2 reps, and then with the last 2 sets I'm able to hit 2 doubles. I'm really bad at snatch reps when I have to do full snatches. So doing these is just going to help me build the consistency, and I'm having just more practice with weights that I should be able to do no matter how I'm feeling. You notice I threw on the SBDs, just something that I thought about for a while, to just not use any sort of sleeves or belt or anything like that, but I kind of just had a change of heart and just said screw it, like I'm gonna throw them on if I feel like it. And it helps a lot at our gym because the fans are always on, so my joints just always get cold sitting around. But with this first day of the workout, I was really happy with how everything felt, and it was a generally good workout besides for the missed snatches and the not as technically proficient as I would like snatches. It was definitely a very tough first day, and it took quite a bit of time because I was very tired after doing that squat and just having to hit everything else. But I'm going to wrap up the commentary for this one. As I do more of these videos, I'll get better at kind of coming in and out of the commentary aspect of these videos. I plan on making a podcast, but I will make this separate than the audio from this, because I'll make that one long segment talking about the week in a more holistic nature. I also plan on making a podcast talking about the week of school at my first week, but I'll get into more of that within the podcast.
Huh? Up. One. Up. Let's go. Let's say you're nice leg. That's good. How much is that? 300.
Thing they featured on that show, my wife and I tried once, and we didn't care for it, and it's actually off the menu.
Oh, really?
Like some sort of Belgian beef food kind of thing, and they made it look really good.
The kidney walk down there every year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She works for a dialysis clinic.
She works where?
Davita dialysis. She's a nurse.
Oh, okay.
So they do stuff down all the time.
We went, last week we went to the, in the Gaslight District,
Yeah.
the old library.
So on this day 2 of the first week of the program, it started out with some power snatches and snatch balances, which went pretty well. Then had some power cleans with jerks with a 5-second hold in the split, which was interesting. And then it ended with some push presses. So it was an easier day than the first day, but a lot of challenging work, which is honestly, it's perfect for me because I'm really good about just doing the volume. But if I go too intense, then obviously the recovery between workouts becomes hindered a little bit. Something I'll be doing with these videos, because I noticed that the between day 1 and 2, it's over 10 minutes, over 15 minutes, I think, in length. So this video will be quite long. I'm going to put timestamps in for the each day of the workout as well as for the audio, since I won't be talking through each day of the workout through the entirety. I'll try to timestamp everything with that. It'll be pretty easy to do that if I use Sony Vegas to just look at the different files that I have in the bottom of the editing board and just do that all in post once I have everything edited. But hopefully, the video isn't too cumbersome. But I think honestly for me, it'll just be easier to edit instead of I think, like I mentioned in the last clip, just doing it throughout the week, just doing one big long edit and just having one big video. I don't get a ton of views on my YouTube anyway, so I don't think it will make a huge change in any of that. But, like I talked about at the beginning, the workout went well for this day 2, and it was a good addition to day 1. No misses on any of the lifts, which is always nice to have. I did have one jerk where I kind of had to walk out, kind of weird, but stuff like that happens sometimes. But it's nice to not miss with that. And, yeah, so talk to you on the next clip.
Oh no.
I will do it. Takes up the entire camera. Sitting down, yeah. That's the one I should have bought it a couple weeks ago. There you go. No, come on, Trey. Come on, Trey. Come on, Trey. What are you up to? Double? Yeah, that was awesome. Come on, Jim. Oh, I didn't look at it. Atta boy. Yes, man. There it is. One more. Good. Yeah.
This is day 3 of the first week, and I had to do this workout in my shed. This was done on Tuesday, 2 days before the first day for students, and it was the day of open house, which I did not realize until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which meant that I had to essentially be at school all day until 3:30, essentially waste an hour of time, and then have open house for 2 hours, which for me is really easy to do. I don't really have to do anything. I just kind of hang out and meet the couple parents that do come in, but you have to spend 2 hours there at school, and 2 hours extra in additional to spending from 8 a.m. to 3:30 doing professional development stuff, which on this particular day was horrendously boring. So much technical stuff, basically compliance stuff for special ed, which is some of the most boring stuff in the world. But this workout started out with some no-feed snatches and went up to 195 for a double. It was all doubles with the snatches. It was 5 sets of 2 between 155 and 195. So I was able to get up to that top weight. I was really happy to be able to hit that double successfully. And I don't know what my double no foot PR is, but I think the most I ever did with no feet is like 220, but my feet might have moved slightly on that. So no feet snatches are just difficult to do, but they're definitely good for me to do for the technical aspects of it. After this, I then had to do clean and jerks. It was a 3+1 for some of the lighter sets, and then once I got to the heavier sets, it was a 2+1 for 3 sets at 75 and 80%. So it was actually very difficult. I was very surprised how well I did them for how tired I was. Because I was working out in the evening later than what I normally started, I wanted to get this workout done as quickly as possible. It was a very difficult workout to get done fast, but I was able to do it, I think, in under 2 hours from the time I left school at 6:30. So it wasn't obviously a full 2-hour workout, but being outside and it being in the upper 80s definitely helped with warming up. I threw the SPDs on right away just to make sure that I got warmed up as fast as I can, and didn't snatch with a shirt on just so I didn't get my shirt all sweaty for clean and jerks, because if you have a sweaty shirt, then the bar just shoots off like a stone going across a pond, and that's rather unpleasant. And obviously you don't really need a shirt for snatches unless you're really bad, I guess. But it was a very difficult workout to get through the snatches and the clean and jerks. And then I had to end with back squats. One of the nice aspects of the Weightlifting House program is that they have a lot of RP based stuff. So if I'm doing the back squats, it's based on what you did on the first day, but it's also based on your perceived exertion. So if you're working super hard, you're supposed to drop the weight, and that's precisely what I did. I think initially wanted the weight to be around 350 because that's based on what I did on the first day. But I started out with 315 because, like I mentioned before, I was doing this workout very quickly, so I did not rest a lot in between sets and in between exercises. So I started at 315. I did 2 sets of 3. It was optional 4 to 6 sets of 3 reps. I wanted to do the 6 sets. I never think you can do enough triples. I can do those pretty much all day at some weight of one weight or another. But I did the first 2 at 315 and then the last 4 at 295, and none of them were like horrendously difficult. It was just at that point I was so exhausted that any weight I could have just had the bar would have been pretty difficult at that point. But I was happy to get through it and get it done, and to not have any misses on the snatches or the clean jerks. Although I think I'd missed a clean because I was a little bit ahead, and being a little sweaty, it just shot off me a little bit. But I didn't miss any jerks, which were really difficult to do after doing clean doubles, and just the workout in general, because it was so condensed into a shorter time, it was really difficult. So I'm glad I got through it. It was a lot of productive work, which is really nice. But I'll talk to you all in the next clip. You'll notice in a lot of these clips that the lighting is kind of crap for like half the clips, and then sometimes the lighting looks perfect. As you can see, the window behind is horrendous for camera lighting, but there are settings on my camera that I haven't been able to figure out how to use until just the last workout that I had, which was on Friday, and my friend who's very knowledgeable about camera was able to show me some settings on my camera to adjust and adapt based on the lighting, so I'll be able to adjust it. The big problem I was having before is the recording setting, or the setting I was using, the main setting, was for pictures, so all the adjustments I was making was not working well for the audio portion, so it was kind of getting messed up with that. I mean with the video lighting portion. So he was able to change it to a video setting, so I'm able to adjust for lighting now. So hopefully there won't be a lot of these crazy lightings, but in the winter I won't really have to worry about that because it'll be dark all the time. So that's that makes the lighting a lot easier. But yeah, talk to you in the next clip.
Yeah. Trying to do something to work on.
So on day 5 of the program, I made some adjustments, essentially just adding in some extra snatch work, and that was because I had missed on that first day of the week, and I knew I was having to go heavier at the beginning of next week, actually today when I'm recording this, and I wanted to just build that consistency. I just wanted to do more snatches, and they don't take a lot out of me, so I wanted to keep working on that. So the first exercise I did was snatches, and I went up to 225. I missed 215, which if you see the video will look close. It just kind of drifted off of me, which is always annoying, but then I was able to come back and hit that, and then hit 2 singles at 225, which was encouraging to be able to do, just to build that consistency. But I had some front squats with a pause on the first rep, which was a new exercise for me, and it was definitely kind of weirdly difficult. The first rep, obviously, because its pause was more difficult, but then the regular reps were difficult as well because that first rep was hard. So it was interesting, but a unique feeling because I had not done that particular kind of squatting before, with only one paused rep and then regular reps along with it. I then had some jerks on the minute, which went up to 275. It was supposed to stop at 270, but on my last of 5 singles at 270, I just bumped it up 5 pounds to there. Had some clean grip deadlifts, which were really nice. Essentially just deadlifts with my shoes on, weightlifting shoes on, and I enjoyed those because I was able to do some deadlift reps after the top single, which was limited by what they kind of perceived as like the RPE, which it was a good number, and it builds each week, which should be fun to do, to pull some heavy weights a little bit. But day 5 went well. I did this on Thursday, which was the first day for students, I believe. I believe it was. But talk to you in the next clip. I know this video will be a bit cumbersome to watch or to click through, and I do appreciate anyone that did partake on that. Thankfully the last day of the week, it's a very short workout. I did some more snatches and I didn't have any misses, which was a really nice thing to have. I went up to 225 again and I did 2 singles there, but I had no misses working all the way up, and the snatches felt really good even though I felt pretty tired. You'll notice I have my Cleveland Brown shirt on. I ordered some Cleveland Brown stuff for an early birthday gift for myself because they may actually be pretty decent this year, so I'm actually kind of excited to see them play. Besides that, there was one other thing I want. Oh yeah, this is the day where my friend showed me some stuff on my camera, so I'm able to adjust the camera setting a little bit now. So you'll notice here that the snatches are not in the best lighting. That's not terrible, but not the best lighting. But then when I do some rows at the end, the lighting is much better with the same angle. So you'll notice the difference it can make when you understand how your camera works. But like I said, I do appreciate anyone that made it this far. I guess these videos will be quite long, but there'll only be one each week, and I'll edit them all throughout the weekend and hopefully post them early in the week each week, Mondays or Tuesdays, most likely on Monday, since I'll spend Saturday and Sundays editing most weeks. This weekend, next weekend may be an exception because my friend and I are actually closing the gym that we were running down in Florida, so I'm going down there to get some equipment. So next Saturday I'll be driving from Florida back to Ohio, so obviously won't be doing a lot of editing while I'm on the road there. So the next video may be a bit delayed, but hopefully I have enough energy to do it on Sunday. If not, then everything will just be pushed back a week, which honestly will be fine because I'll have some new equipment and I'll have the gym resolved for at least part of it. But with that being said, I do appreciate you all watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Peace.